So you're thinking about moving to Platte City, Missouri? Well, it's your lucky day because that's where we're at. In this video, we're going to take you all over Platte City, Missouri, show you the good and the bad. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to take you to some houses at different price points so you can see what you might be able to afford or what type of house on your budget. You don't want to miss that. I'm going to take you to my favorite neighborhood, and we're going to get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, and surrounding areas like Platte City, Missouri, then click subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market here in the KC metro area. My name is Zac Morton. My business partner, Max Jones, the team and I have been helping people move into the Kansas City area for over 20 years. We absolutely love it, but you don't have to take my word for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 five-star Google reviews from people just like you. So whether you're moving today or 3 months from now, just pick up the phone, you can give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email, or even schedule a Zoom call so we can discuss your goals, which is most important, and help you with a smooth transition into your new market. All right, so like I said, we are standing right here in the middle of Platte City, and this is a Main Street town, so I'm actually standing in the middle of Main Street. It's not a super busy town, that's why I'm not getting killed by traffic right now. So Platte City was founded back in 1843 by Zac Morton, but Zed's dead, baby. And now it is a footprint of 3.65 miles, so a pretty small footprint for Platte City proper. And in that footprint, you're gonna have a population of 5,000 people. But then a lot of times what we talk about in these videos is people just don't want Platte City, but they're after the Platte City School District or the Platte County R3 School District. And that is going to be more of 105 square miles of a footprint with a population of 25,000 people. So you can kind of get a feel for that. It still has that small town vibe, certainly. One of the bigger cities in the Kansas City suburbs is 220,000. So definitely on the small side. That gives you an idea of kind of the feel and the population density out here. So as we're talking location, Platte City is in the northwest side of Missouri. It is just north of the airport, and it's probably one of the closest cities to the airport. We are also close to a couple other places that we see a lot of military people land here. We have Fort Leavenworth, which is just to the west. It's about a 15-minute drive over the river into Kansas. And then St. Joe, which there's a military Air Force base up there as well. That's about 30 minutes away. That's the next big town to the north. So you will see some of that. You will see some people actually have a rental property up here, and oftentimes it is military people because they're coming in. Fort Leavenworth is kind of known as the educational, the intellectual center, and a lot of people come there to go to college to further their military career. So there'll be people that are in town for 2 years, 3 years, going to school. So there will be some of that, but a lot of that tends to be on the Leavenworth side, and then the higher ranking officers have a little more money, a little more paychecks. They'll tend to come over here to Platte City. It's a little nicer, a little newer, a little more amenities, and rent on that side. But for the most part, it's not like overrun with rentals. That's just a common theme that you'll see because we are fairly close to the base, just on the other side of the river. While we are on the topic of location, there is shopping here. There is some stuff. There's certainly grocery stores. There's certainly diners right here on Main Street. We've got Bee Creek right there, which is a great little breakfast coffee shop spot. There's Tanner, so you can get a burger and all that good stuff. But if you want big shopping, more entertainment, you will find yourself going south on I-29, which is the major highway, and you're just 15 minutes, you're to Zona Rosa, which is kind of the hub right at the 152 I-29 highway. It's gonna have everything you need right around there. So just 15 minutes south, you're gonna be able to find your organic grocers and all that stuff down there as well. It's a little nicer restaurants, a little more upscale shopping, and more things to do. Now, Platte City does have a few of famous moments in history, and one of them is Jesse James, the bank robber. You probably heard me talk about him in other videos. He actually was born and raised in the county just to the east of Platte County, so Clay County. So he's got a lot of history around Kansas City, but he actually planned to rob a bank here in Platte City, and that was actually the day he died. He was killed the morning before they were able to carry out that robbery. So that's kind of an interesting fact. Platte City was saved. And then another interesting fact about Platte City is Bonnie and Clyde were actually in a shootout just south of town several years ago. So that's Platte City's claim to fame with Bonnie and Clyde. All right, schools, right? Everybody, if you have kids, you're worried about the schools. So Platte City has A+ schools. It's called Platte County R3 School District. Very highly rated schools. In fact, I've got a lot of friends that love it here just because of that. I've tried to get them closer to me and they won't budge because they love the school district. So there is, let's see, 4 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, 1 high school. All of them have great ratings. And then there is also 2 specialty schools. There is a vocational training school, which is anywhere from high school kids all the way through adults, looking at HVAC. There's a culinary, there's a couple other things that they do right here in Platte City by the high school. And then there's an early education school as well. So just can't say enough good things about them. They are R3, so the schools to the south are R4, so R3 is just gonna be, you know, a few less students. So the student to teacher ratio is gonna be, let's see, less students to teachers or more teachers to students, which is also going to make that easier. You know, when you don't have a huge student body, it's going to make that easier for your kids to get on sports teams, try different sports, play all the sports. That might be a little bit tougher if you're going to Parkville School Districts or Liberty School Districts or anything that's a little further to the south, those little bigger R4 school or R3 school districts. So that's what I can say that's great about the school district up here in Platte City. As we mentioned, or as I mentioned just a little bit ago, you actually have 100 square miles that still gets you in that high school district. So a lot to choose from. In fact, most people don't know about this, but 40% of that school district actually lies within Kansas city limits. And that Zona Rosa shopping area I was just talking about, that school district almost comes down and touches that. So pretty far south, I mean 15 minutes south. So if you do want to be closer to all those amenities, but you love Platte County schools, there are other subdivisions, neighborhoods that you can get in that are on the Kansas City side that still have Platte City schools that are still close to all those amenities. You can live on golf, all that kind of stuff. So cost of living. So according to niche.com, the cost of living out here is 97% of the US national average, with heavily weighted with the price of housing and transportation. Everything else is kind of coming in real close in just a few percent. The median income out here is $58,000 according to niche.com. And then as far as taxes, we are looking at sales tax at 7.99%, which is pretty standard. We'll see throughout the Kansas City area. There's some that are higher up to 9%, but so that's a pretty good sales tax rate. And then the property tax rate is coming in at 1.15% of the assessed value. So assessed value, you know, if you're just looking black and white, it's not what you bought the house for. The counties, each county has a different system they use to assess the value of your property. So it's usually, it can be right on the money. Usually it's a little bit lower, just depends on the county. But you know, on average, you can take about 1% of the sales price, and that'll get you pretty close, if that's something that's a big concern of yours. So over the last 12 months, directly from my multiple listing service, we have had 257 homes sell that have that Platte City School District address, or the Platte City address, not necessarily the school district, because you'd be in Kansas City. So Platte City, which does take you out of this little 3-mile area. It's probably closer to 60 square miles to get to that Platte City address. So 256 homes that sold. The average sale price was $376,000, with the median was coming in just at $360,000. That's that weighted average. Now I can tell you there's not a lot of stuff on the market right now. Our market's been doing weird things. Rates are up, rates are down, you know, things are selling fast, we're low on inventory, all that, so there's not a ton on the market. You can get stuff, you know, in the 250s or under 250. It just flies off the shelf. So we're gonna go take a look at a few houses here in a minute. There's currently nothing at that price point on the market right now. I love taking you guys by houses that are on the market, so you know exactly what you can get for your money as close to real time as possible, but there's just nothing. That price just disappears at the moment. So you can find them, you just have to be ready to pull the trigger, and you know, that's why we want to get you when you're ready. We know your timeline, we got to get all your ducks in a row, so make sure when that property hits that you can scoop it up before somebody else gets to it. All right, as far as food, there is a really nice newer Price Chopper, huge grocery store right in the heart of Platte City, so you can be able to find everything there. It's not a dedicated organic shop, but they're gonna have organic options for most foods, so you're gonna be able to find everything there. If you do need a natural grocers, you can go south. It's just 15 minutes away near that Zona Rosa area we just talked about. There is also, I mentioned, we've got the Bee Creek Bakery right there. They've got some stuff there, you know, coffee, sandwiches. That's a great little spot, and I think they're open through lunch. There's Roxanne's Cafe. There's El Maguey's, which is a nice little local Mexican spot. And then we've got Tanner's. So Tanner's has been here forever. You go in there and they've got the old wooden floors with the wood so dried out. You've got gaps in the floor. It's like a pool hall diner. So you can go in there, you can grab a beer, play a game of pool, but they do have pretty good food. They have an amazing burger. They smash them out and make them right there on a grill that's probably been cooking burgers forever. So you got to try that. And then they also have their famous tenderloin. So here in the Midwest, they probably have them everywhere, but I wouldn't do this every day, but once a year or once in your life, they pound out these tenderloins. They're the size of your head, put them on this little bitty bun, and then, you know, try not to have a heart attack. But they make that there. It's pretty amazing. You should try one at some point in your life. So that's it. There is what I do like about this smaller town feel is it doesn't have your Home Depots and your Lowe's and all that. Again, it's a 15 minutes of highway, but you've got a couple hardware stores, and I love the old-fashioned hardware stores. There's an Ace Hardware store. There's another local one as well. So that's kind of the vibe. You've got your CVS, your grocery stores. You can find your diners. You can go get a drink at the bar. There's a liquor store. You know, all that kind of stuff that'll keep you busy. If you want some major entertainment, you're just 15 minutes away towards that intersection. And then if you want to go downtown, it's just another 10 minutes beyond that. So 25 minutes total gets you right in the heart of downtown Kansas City with all the action Kansas City has to offer. All right, as you can probably imagine with these small towns, crime is super low. So if that's important to you, there is no place that I wouldn't feel comfortable. That's my test. Would you walk around there at night, Zach? Any day of the week? Yes, I would. Not scared of Platte City at all. In fact, niche.com has it rated B+. Violent crime's almost non-existent. So great place to be, great place to raise a family. Super laid back. Let's see, so the pros about Platte City, it's a little further out, less congested. The people here are amazing. You'll see people say hello, they'll open the door for you, thank you, all that kind of stuff. So kind of that Midwest kind of charm and generosity. So you see a lot of that. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite thing, just the chilled, laid back atmosphere. You got this little main street and hit a couple nice small diners. Get fed. It's close to everything. It's quiet. Great school districts, great place to raise family. Nice modern neighborhoods if you want that. Quaint little downtown, old downtown if you want that. The Platte County Courthouse is here for the whole county. So if you have a business or a job where you're working for the county, you've got that. But other than that, you know, your school districts, there's not a whole lot of businesses going on here. The Facebook thing we keep talking about, they're building their plant. Not far from here at all. So we are just north of the airport, so that could be important to you if you want a small town vibe and be close to the airport. But yeah, just a really good spot. Can't say enough. Yeah, my only cons for the area would really be the size and I guess the amenities like restaurants and other things to do that are fun for the kids. My kids aren't young anymore, but when you happen to run them like to Main Event, take them bowling and you know, take them for some laser tag and take them to the pool, and you know, you're running kids all over trying to keep them occupied and try to keep them fed, and you're trying to find a decent fast food restaurant to feed them healthy stuff. So not a lot of that going on. You get your fast food chains up the street. You get a couple small diners that don't have the best hours. So I have some friends that live down the street and they're like, all we can do is really order pizza is the only thing they can get you know, delivered to the house. Everybody's using DoorDash these days, and I guess the only thing you can get up here brought to your house for the most part is pizza. So that's something I've heard a little bit. So yeah, other than that, great little spot. Let me know if you have more questions about it. We'll try to answer those. I tell you what, I think we put enough time in here down on Main Street. So why don't we go look at the first house, shall we? All right, let's do it. All right, so here we are at our first house. We are just a stone's throw from the Main Street, the courthouse and all that area, which is right over there. We are on 2nd Street. And this house is currently on the market. You did see, this is infill, so there's some smaller houses, but we've got a well, it was 2 years old. The house was built 2 years old, custom built by the builder. So just nice, it's nice and close. As we get closer to town, there's a couple streets. We'll do some B-roll that you can see. There's a lot of colonial houses, so this is kind of nice. You know, everything starts right there on Main Street, right? It's where the town starts. So a lot of the homes are older, so it is really nice when you can still have all the amenities, if that's what you're after, of the downtown being right there, you know, the old Main Street downtown. And then you've got new construction that you're living in. Nice quiet street, super walkable to restaurants and diners and all that stuff on a quiet street. And you've got everything you need right here. So this property's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It is coming in at $410,000. It was built 2 years ago by a builder, so builder's house. So it's gonna have all kinds of bells and whistles. Beautifully done on the inside, all kinds of storage. Most builders are kind of into construction, right? So it's got a nice little workshop area, if that's your thing, for hobbies, crafts, or if you're a builder, workshop stuff. And then the backyard is set up. It's kind of private. You see trees. Has 2 decks, really nicely laid out, and then there's a spring that feeds some of the streams in the Platte City area, and there's a little pond in the back that they have. And now I say small, it's small, but they have it landscaped really nice, and that is the same spring that feeds just on the north side of town. There is an old watering hole, a little spring-fed pool that they used to use in the Civil War to water the horses, and that's, you know, just up the road here. So that's it, watered from that same spring, a little bit of history. So that's it, beautifully done house, 2-story. Can't say enough good things about that. If you want that small town feel, just walk right down the street, you got it, especially if you're working at the courthouse, because I can see it from there. So that is house number 1. Now let's go to one of my favorite subdivisions in Platte City, 7 Bridges. We'll go count the bridges, make sure they have 7 of them. All right, let's go. We are in the subdivision of 7 Bridges, which is just on the south side of Platte City proper. And we're coming up right here. This is a 2-story house. It is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. You got a 3-car garage right on the front. This was built in 2006. So fairly new construction. This whole subdivision started less than 20 years ago, and you can still find new construction, so I can't say enough good things about this. The HOA out here is coming in right at $79 a month, but I will tell you that it's one of the most, as far as Platte City goes, has the most amenities that the HOA provides. You've got pool, tennis court, there's a whole facility in the neighborhood. I've got a lot of friends that live in this neighborhood, so we sold a lot of properties here. It's not uncommon to see, you know, people have golf carts and be zipping up to the pool, dropping the kids off. So it's located right in the middle, kind of the heart at the entrance of the subdivision. So as you're coming in, pulling into the neighborhood to go home, you're going to be driving right by the pool. You'll be able to see who's up there, kick the kids out of the car after school or whatever you want to do so they can go play, come home, get some snacks, and then meet your kids back up there. So great spot for that. But this is coming in right at $529,000. We're a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, a 3-car garage. It does have a full basement. This is a 2-story home, so all the bedrooms are up, living on the main level, and then there is a full basement that walks out, but it's not finished. So this is kind of that tax hack that we talk about. You don't have to pay taxes on the unfinished square footage space, which is kind of nice. But if you move in, you want to finish it yourself, customize it, put a brand new bar down there, whatever, you've got that option, and you got a blank slate. So that's this house. We're gonna go to, actually the next house I want to take you to is another one that's in this same subdivision. This is a fairly large one. They still got some room to grow. So we're gonna go check that out for house number 3. Let's go. All right, house number 3. We're still in 7 Bridges, and we're right on the hill, so it's nuke and windy out here, but let me do a little pan around so you can see. This is kind of the new construction part. It's gonna keep going that way, and we're basically located in cornfields, right? We're surrounded by farmland. A lot of these houses will back to farmland, and it's just a neighborhood that kind of keeps sprawling into that field. So, you know, literally you could have children of the corn come harvest season. But anyway, the house we're gonna be talking about is right here. This is new construction, currently on the market right now. It is coming in at $649, and that's gonna get you 2,700 square feet. Again, brand new, so new appliances, new everything. You're not gonna have to mess with anything for at least 10 years, you know, so you have to start worrying about appliances and HVAC tune-ups and all that good stuff. So just turn the key, start living. This is a ranch, so everything's on the main level, and then you are gonna have a finished walkout basement on the lower level with a wet bar down there that you can kind of you know, customize, make it a TV entertainment room or whatever, media room, but you have all that on the lower level. And then the top level's just bedrooms and nice living space. You get the 3-car garage on the front. And again, we're still in 7 Bridges. We're on the newer side. So you're still gonna have that HOA out here. And on this side, it's at $895. So they either were wrong with the last one or this one's, or it's a little different on the new side, and I'm not aware of that. But anyway, still not a huge difference. Get you access to that great pool complex with the tennis courts. There is walking trails out here too. I don't think I mentioned at the last house, and all the other amenities. And like I said, like anywhere else, you're gonna see kids zipping around on golf carts, riding bikes, going to the pool. We are up on the hill, but it's a fairly flat neighborhood. So it's easy to bike and walk around, and you know, just a great spot. So can't say enough of good things about this. So I'll just do a complete circle. They're building some new stuff behind me. Actually, right back there between these 2 houses, that's the community center. So you can see it's a really nice setup. But as we get out of here, I'll do some B-roll so you guys can take a look at that. But a super cool space, and that's one of the things I really like about this neighborhood. But there you go, new construction for $649, and it's on the market today. It could be yours. That puts us right at $234 a square foot. So not too bad. Hey, if you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching and sticking with us. If you don't mind, give us a like and subscribe and the bell and all that good stuff. But really, what I would like to do is, if your goal is to get here in the KC metro area and you guys are looking for help, just give us a call or shoot us a text so we can connect and discuss your goals and really set it up for, you know, this is all about you. So we want to discuss your goals and help you make a seamless transition into the KC metro market. So let us know how we can help. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, the second that I left, I realized I forgot to tell you guys about the Platte County Fair, which is the longest running fair west of the Mississippi. And it happens right there in Platte City. They have the fairgrounds, which are right on the Platte City proper footprint. And it is about a week long. It is, I think it's in July. It's always the hottest week of the year, it feels like. They'll have derby car races. There'll be a lot of musicians playing in like local pubs up there. And just, you know, like what you'd expect, Ferris wheels, carnival stuff, corn dogs, funnel cakes, sweaty, just, you know, get on your redneck and get outside and have a good time with the friends and neighbors in the county. So it is a good time. We'll I don't hit it every year, but I'd say every other year we're up there, and the kids enjoy it. So another cool thing that Platte City has to offer.